I'm here to share with you secrets of searching job. It's very simple. Prepare your resume, apply in the organization, give interview, get the job offer, earn money, get rich, and somebody wakes you up from your dreams and you start crying, I am without job, I am without job, I am without job. Searching a job for most of the students today is like a hide and seek game, where employers are hiding and you are seeking. And the job board and the job portals are pretending to help you. Things have changed, and things have not only changed in our country but across the globe. If you see the data of people who are professionally qualified, graduate, postgraduate, and people who are above that, you will see a very scary data. People who are graduate and professionally qualified, you will see in India and Southeast Asian country, those who are not getting job are in the range of 20 to 45%, which means 20 to 45% students are not getting job in spite of doing best of their qualification. The situation is not that great in European countries also. There the situation is those who are graduating and post-graduating, people who are unemployed are in the percentage of about 10% to 20%. Whereas if you see the second side, the employers, the companies, what they are saying, I want to hire, but I don't have candidates. I don't have right kind of candidates. They don't have competency, they are not able to fill the requirements. So there is a huge gap which is happening. One side you have huge number, millions of students who are professionally qualified but not getting job, and you have thousands of organizations who are looking for vacancy but they are not finding the candidate. Where is the gap? If you look at Fortune 500 organization, in 1975, there were 500 Fortune companies. Now, if you look 50 years now in 2025, can you guess how many companies are still existing which existed 50 years back? Only 49. The market has changed, the business model has changed, the technology has changed, the environment in which the whole company operates has changed. What has not changed is the way we are searching for job. The same preparation of resume, you send the CV to the company and you expect the company to call you and give you a job. It will not work. What you need to do, you need to work on many new areas because you need to satisfy to the needs of the organization. What needed to be done is you need to choose a career based on what will give you happiness for the next 35 years. If I give you 100,000 rupees, what will you do? You will start doing research. You will start doing research thinking where I will invest so that I will get maximum return. Should I invest in gold? Should I invest in equity? Should I invest in SIP? You are concerned about your investment to secure your future. Whereas in a career where you are going to work for 35 years, you are not putting research. So how do you choose your career? The first thing which you need to decide is you need to work on three things, which is called RCP. And it is not a recipe. It is RCP. You need to decide which role you want to work, which company you want to work, and which are the person who are going to help you get that job. Now, I have been working with many students. I've been working with at least 5,000 students, about few hundreds of mentors, few hundreds of recruiters to know what would be the right career for an individual. And I have defined a very simple formula, and I'll also share with you the format based on which you can clearly decide this is the role if I do, I will be happy and I can continue in that role for the next 35 years. I will share some astonishing data with you. In India, there are 33% of students who does get into corporate sector, but they leave and change the role within 2 years. In US, 29% people, students, those who are joining a company in a particular role, they leave and change the role in 1.7 years time only. All this because you are not choosing the right role in which you can be happy for 35 years. And the formula is simple. The formula is called BESTO. The first is your behavioral attributes. For example, if you are an introvert and somebody is an extrovert, career for an introvert and extrovert will be different. Suppose you are you have taken human resources as a specialization. So human resources, you have 5-6 kind of roles. You have recruiter, you have learning and development, you have compensation and benefit, you have organization development. Now, if you are an introvert and taking the role as a recruiter or learning and development, you will be a failure. Because these two roles require you need to speak to internal stakeholders and external stakeholders, which does not come naturally to an introvert. Hence, choosing your role based on your behavioral attributes become extremely important. Second is your educational qualification. I am not talking about your formal qualification, engineering or MBA. There are about 23% students in India who are not doing job in which they graduated or in which they post-graduated. You do a lot of passion project, you do a lot of passion courses, and those are the courses which you have done because you are passionate about. So you can write those things also. The third is you have to see what is the opportunity and what is the threat. For example, if you are not coming from a very rich family or you are coming from a very lower middle class family, startup is not a domain for you. Startup is not a sector where you should go and work, because there you have high risk and high reward career. Similarly, if you are a single child, your parents may not allow you to go outside maybe this city or other cities. So location mobility is a challenge. So these are challenges which you should write, and then you should plan your career. And fourth T is your interest and your dislikes. For example, anything when you have time in your college or in your corporate life, if you have 30 minutes time, what do you want to do? You want to sketch, you want to talk to your friends, you want to play football, you want to converse somebody, you want to create something, you want to do coding. Whatever you are trying to do, that is your like, because nobody has to tell you what you need to do. And these are the certain things in which you need to plan your career. So these are best. And the final one is O. This is all what I am looking for. This is all what I want. But the opportunity should also be there in market. So you must choose always two roles based on this BESTO formula, because these are two roles which are of your liking and you are going to enjoy. The next is company. Which are the company which are your dream company, where you want to work? Don't worry about whether I will get a job there or I will not get a job there. Currently, don't focus there. Make a list of the organization based on the BESTO formula, that these are the 20 organization or these are the 40 organization where if I get a job, I will be very happy. List down those 40 organization. From those 40 organization, now you have decided on the role, you have decided on the company. The third recipe is P, the person. Which are the people who will get you job in that organization? Make a list of 5 people from that organization. Who are those people? Could be the CEO of the company, CXO of the company, HR head, your functional head, and that location head. When you are selecting the person, that person should have direct influence in getting you the job. If he is not qualifying on that criteria, you should discard that person. And once you have prepared that list, so you will have the list of 200 people, 40 organization and 5 people from each organization. These 200 people are going to be your mentor for life. With this 200 people, you are going to be very, very successful in your corporate career for 35 years. You don't have to look beyond. Now you have got 200 people list. What do? You have to create an Excel sheet where you need to write the person's name, qualification, which company he is working, what are his likes and what are his dislikes. because you need to network with those people. Now go on social media, you can get all those details. Start sending communication to those people that I'm quite inspired by the journey which you had. I would like to treat you as mentor, and it will be my honor and pleasure to connect with you. Suppose in the Excel sheet you have written somebody likes football, or somebody post about motivational quote, or somebody post about food. You need to connect with those 200 people and start sharing information about the area of his liking. Always focus on what his likings are. Start sending communication to him on his area of interest. Send 4 communication. After 4 communication, you will see that he will start remembering your name. What is your name? And once he starts remembering your name, you ask for an appointment. You need to write to him that I'm quite inspired by your journey and I look forward to you being my mentor. Can I have your contact number and 5 minutes of suitable time to call you? 90% of people will give you their contact number and time to call you. Remember, till this time you are not asking for job. If you ask for job, trust me, he will start avoiding you. So when you ask for time, go and meet that person. If you are in the same location, you should go and meet that person and try to learn from him. The focus, the idea is to build a connection so that you are able to get support. And at any point of time, you should not be telling him that I have passed out graduation, I have not got a job, I am looking for a job. The moment you do that, distance will be there. See, any mentor is smart enough. They would know why you are connecting with him. So these are certain things which you need to do. The next one which you need to focus on, you will see that there are only 2 places in the world where every man and woman looks perfect. One is their resume and second is the interview. If you see anyone's resume, they have done everything. If you conduct anyone's interview, they have done everything. But unfortunately, that companies also know. What is important is, are you able to create that impact? Research has shown that any interviewer, hiring manager, just takes about 90 seconds to 5 minutes to create an impression, whether he is selecting you or he is rejecting you. So you have just got 90 minutes to create that impression. And if you have to create that impression, you have to do 4 things. First thing, in anywhere in the world, if you go for an interview, there are frequently asked questions. Tell me something about yourself. Where do you see yourself? What is your strength? What is your weaknesses? Why should we hire you? Tell me a situation where you exhibited leadership qualities. In this sentence or with certain amendment, these questions will be asked. What you should do is, you prepare a script, show it to 2 people, get the feedback so that you know that you are able to create that impact on the interviewer or not. Once your script is finalized, remember that and practice how you are telling that to an interviewer. The second important thing which you need to keep in mind, that data does not impress. You need to create certain stories out of data. For example, how much customer retention you have increased or how much percentage of customer you have acquired has no meaning if it does not tell the story. If you are a fresher, you must have few stories about when did you work in team, how did you collaborated with somebody else, when did you work under pressure, when did you exhibited that you are able to support your team members. So either you are a fresher or an experienced candidate, you need to have 10 stories which you can tell it to the interviewer. Emotion connects more than data. So along with data, you need to prepare for these stories. The third thing which you need to focus on is, how are you communicating these things to the person who is conducting the interview. You are not important. The biggest mistake done by any candidate is, I have done this project, I have done this, I have got this award, I have got this, I have got this. What you have got has no meaning. what the interviewer is looking for is more important. For example, from the same company, if an introvert person is coming to conduct your interview, and for the same role in the same company, an extrovert person is coming to conduct the interview, both will select a different person. Both will select a different candidate, because unconsciously most of the interviewer select people the way they are. And hence it is very important for you to understand what is the liking and the disliking of the interview, and accordingly form the answer. And the final one is you need to practice, and look spontaneous during the interview. Look spontaneous at the time of interview, and you need to be able to judge the emotion of the interviewer and change your answers. Finally, for each of the vacancy, there are 100 application comes, 10 students give the interview, 10 candidates give the interview, and only one gets selected. What is important is you need to look different. And to look different, I highly recommend you to create a portfolio which is called Career Advancement Portfolio. An aspiring actor, when they go to a director, in addition to they physically going, they also go with their portfolio. They're based off the photographs. Why? Because they want to show from this angle I look good, from this angle I look much better, and they are putting their best foot forward. So in an interview, if you create a career advancement portfolio, it could be in a Word file, it could be in a file, it could be in a PowerPoint presentation. And that you need to show it to the interviewer to create that impression and to look different from somebody else. And the second thing which you need to do differently is your career is going to be 35 years. And hence, as you do SIP, systematic investment plan for your financial security, you need to do career investment plan, CIP, for your career. What is your short-term goal? What is your mid-term goal? What is your long-term goal? And where you need to invest? What competency you need to learn so that you are able to fulfill your career aspiration? When you go for an interview, the company is not looking for anybody to do the job. Company is looking for a person who can do the job with purpose, with pride and productivity. So next time when you look for a career and when you search for job, search for the role which makes you happy, search for the person and the company which not only give you the job but purpose for life and give your soul something to be extremely proud of. Thank you very much.